Hello everybody, welcome to the review show. If everybody is wondering, this is me going what the bloody hell up to the Lions, Seattle and the Giants because they blew my Pools picks. But let's move on to the games of this week. Scorpions, top score 195, well done. Nick's playing well this season. Rob has a man crush on this team, as he mentioned in the preview show. And they had a huge game from a couple of guys there from White. And I've wrote down the name, but I can't. Oh, Houston's defense, that's right. Perhaps Rob was right to have a chubby on for this team. And McGee on the bench would have put him over 200. So well played, Nick. He played Thunder Buddies with 120th, 7th best score of the week. Unlucky Rob, great from wide receivers. Jackson and Marshall had very good games, but the running backs didn't pull through. Although Chris Johnson was on your bench, and he did score 16, so it could have made a little bit of a difference if you played him. Who else we got? We got Haggis, 93. Horrible performance. Sorry, Tom, just horrible. Vic and Sproles performed well. Everybody else just shit the bed. Now we'll move on to Dogs Bollocks. Second highest score of the week. That's 2 weeks running. Didn't do everything for me last week, but this week was enough to me to win both games. 184 points. I was solid all round. And steady, like 20 from all of my players, so I can't ask for anything. I have not been affected by bye weeks yet, so that might make a difference when that starts coming up. Tenacious T was one of the teams I played, 116. Not the best performance from Chris, although he did pull off that huge trade. We'll have to see how that pans out at the end of the season, whether it was good or bad. And his top performance with James Jones and Scott Chandler. And everybody's going, who are those? Okay, yeah, I was saying the same thing. And French Army with 105 points, although he did pull off two amazing trades that I think are probably going to turn his season around. One was from me and one was from Thunder Buddies. His highest scoring player was a guy called Brian Hartline from my team, Miami. Never even heard of him myself. 37 points, a massive game. And I don't know, his next guy was the condom guy from New York. So less said about that, the better. Next up, Curtis, my workmate. He got 162, third highest score of the week. Well played. And he played Punch Out, 156. That was the closest matchup of the week. Really tight scoring game. 3 versus 4 in the week, and it was excellent. He had great performances from Newton, Dalton, Cruz, and Gronkowski, and his defense got him 40 points, which is outrageous. I don't know what's going on with the defenses this year. There's some huge scores coming in from them. Punch Out, 156 points. Breeze and Bo were his standouts, but he was steady all across the board from there. Now, Curtis did have Andre Roberts on the bench, who scored 26, so he could have been an even higher score than that. So, really good play from Curtis. His other game, huge matchup. This is the grudge match of the week against Pork Chops after the draft show, and Pork Chops calling out Curtis, saying he's the worst team going. Well, right now he's one up on you, and I know that you posted something saying that you look forward to facing him again later in the season. Owen Daniels was your best player, and the 50%ers, as I call you, did get 42% of your points from those two big quarterbacks this week, so maybe this is the turnaround. We'll have to wait and see. Next game, Bing, 155 points. He was the 5th highest scorer, and he played G.I. Joe, who had the 6th highest score, 147. This came down to the wire in last night's game. Joe had pulled back and got the lead, and then the last couple of plays, Jason Witten caught a couple of passes and a touchdown, and that was enough for Rob to get the win. I don't know how you do it, Rob. You got 0 points out of Jake Locker, and you still got the win. Keep the horseshoe up your ass. You might end it by the end of the season. He was involved in that huge trade with Chris earlier on, so let's see how that pans out. Bing's other game was against Thunder Buddies, 120 points. And again, Rob, sorry, you're in my division. You're 0-7. You don't look that great, unfortunately, but some of your performances have been better, and you never know, you're going to turn it around, I think. But Bing got you this time. All right, next up, Haggis. Haggis, Tom, as I mentioned, you were horrible this week. You were just fortunate that underdog Larry was the worst. You played the worst. With your 93 points, you played the worst guy who had 81. Two teams that came out swinging and missing. Your best hitters were Vic, Sproles, and the Ravens defense. And his was Schwab, Foster, and Gronkowski, the kicker. He did leave San Diego on the bench for 23 points. If he played him, he would have beat you. So I don't think any of you can shout about that game, but you did get the win, Tom. Well done. Next up, We have Punch Out, who played his second game against TT. I don't know whether these guys went to school together. I know that they've known each other for a while. I don't know whether he went with Barry, your brother, Matt, but this is a good battle for you two. Good to see our division is doing well, so good for you, Matt. Sorry about that, Chris. You'll have to keep on going. Keep looking for those trades, mate. Never mind. G.I. Joe next up against Underdogs. Again, Underdogs was the worst team of the week. It was a week to forget, so hopefully Larry can rearm and be ready to play next week. And G.I. Joe, again, solid all round. I do like that team. I think it's a good team. I think you got a good chance of going up and playing the championships games. And the final game was Pork Chops versus French Army. Again, Mark, well done. You got the win this week. It was Mark versus Mark. I didn't think it was possible. How did Edelman, the $16 guy, maybe you can use him as trade bait to that other guy who wanted him for $16, but I think you're still going to be going to the trade wire. I think you're still going to need to make some trades to get any further, but good win this week. And French Army, even though you had that huge game from Heartline, it wasn't enough this season. So that ends the preview show, the review show. Later on in the week we'll try and do the preview show again, and hopefully everything will pan out. So good luck, everybody.